week. So we're going to start by getting centered. So please sit comfortably. I'm sitting on a couple of folded blankets. You could sit on a cushion or a block. You could also extend one or both legs forward if you'd like to. We're only going to be here for a couple of minutes, but I want to make sure that you are comfortable for those couple of minutes, okay? So feeling the spine elongate, feel the shoulders drape down your back, hands can rest on your thighs, and let your eyes close for now. And as you allow the eyes to close, we're turning off our awareness and preoccupation with the world around us and starting to tune in to this current present experience. And so there's what's happening in your body. You are sitting. There's certain sensations attached to that. There's the feeling of your breath in your body expanding and contracting. That might be a big movement. It might be a smaller movement. And there's the awareness of how you are feeling energetically. Maybe you're feeling tired. It's the end of the day, or restless, or stressed, or anxious, or depressed, or some combination or cocktail of those feelings. And that's okay. That's okay. All experiences are welcome. And then, how is your mind this evening? What's the content of your mind? What are you preoccupied by? What did you bring with you to this moment? Maybe you find the mind is erratic, it's moving quickly. There's a lot of components to try to link together. Maybe the mind feels tired and sluggish, feels hard to link anything together. And again, maybe both in some paradoxical way. But even that, it's okay. Because this awareness, this body, this breath, this energy, this mind, this is where you are right now. It's the only place that you can begin this practice from. So just take a couple more breaths into that awareness, maybe inviting in a bit of acceptance or compassion for this current state of your being. And if there's any parts of your system that need some support, that this practice can help cultivate that support. So when you're ready, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms to your heart, lower the chin, and just honor yourself again as you are in this moment, body, breath, energy, and mind. And may this practice be in service of that. So rubbing the palms together, creating heat. And take the heated palms over your eyes. And then brush back over the top of your head and down your neck, bringing yourself back to the space around you. Welcome back. So if you are using any props, just go ahead and set them off to the side. And we're going to start laying down tonight. So take your time, but go ahead and recline down onto your back. Good. And once you're there, you're going to go ahead and just hug your knees into your chest. Nice tight squeeze. And it might feel just natural to start to rock from side to side on your spine. Taking some deep breaths into that feeling. Good. And then bring the knees to stillness. Keep holding on to the knees or shins, drawing them in toward the chest. Find your breath. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, curl your chin in toward your throat. Bring your forehead up toward your knees. Curling up, shoulders lift. Stay up for the inhale. And then exhale, relax your shoulders and head back down to the floor. Good. Stay down for the inhale. And then again, exhale, curl the chin in toward the throat. Bring the forehead up toward the knees. Shoulders lift. Stay up for the inhale. And then exhale, release the shoulders and head back down. Stay down for the inhale. And again, exhale, curl on up. Stay up for the inhale. And then exhale, curl back down. One more time, all right? So stay down for the inhale. And then exhale, move. Curl on up, feeling the core engaged here. And then exhale, release the head and the shoulders back down to the floor. Good job. Just starting to warm up that belly a little bit. So keeping the right knee drawn into your chest, extend your left leg down to the floor. Good. And just start here, feeling this gentle stretch in the hip. Great. All right. So from here, go ahead and hold behind your right thigh with both hands. And as you inhale, straighten the right leg toward the ceiling. Allow the arms to straighten as well. And then exhale, bend the right knee, bring it back into your chest. And do that again. Inhale, extend the right leg toward the ceiling, pull the toes back. Then exhale, bend the right knee into your chest. And we'll do that a few more times. Straightening the right leg straight up toward the ceiling as you can manage. And then exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. And exhale, bend. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now go ahead and extend the right leg toward the ceiling this time and keep it there. Keep holding behind the thighs. Keep pulling the toes back towards you. You'll feel the back of the leg stretch or lengthen. And it's okay if it's feeling tight. That's why we're doing this. Deep breath in. And exhale, bend your right knee back into your chest. And then release the leg down to the floor and feel sensation. Should probably do the other side, huh? So when you're ready, just go ahead and hug the left knee into your chest and just hold it here for about 2 to 3 breaths, just feeling again that gentle stretch in your hip. Good. And then go ahead and hold again behind the thigh with both hands. And with your inhale, straighten the left leg toward the ceiling. Allow the arms to straighten, reach through the heel. And then exhale, bend the left knee and pull it back into your chest. Then inhale, extend the leg toward the ceiling again, pull the toes back. Then exhale, bend the knee into your chest. And keep going a few more rounds. Inhale, extending. And exhale, bending. Feeling that stretch in the back of the left leg. And on this next round, go ahead and extend the left leg toward the ceiling, pull the toes back, and stay here for a few breaths, okay? Feeling the back of the leg lengthen. And you might just notice, since it's side number 2, if this side feels different than the first side. Maybe it's tighter, maybe it's more open, maybe you can't tell, and that's okay too. One more breath. And then exhale, bend the left knee into your chest. And then release the leg all the way down to the floor. Good. All right, so you're going to bring your right knee back into your chest, the right knee in, and again, hold behind the thigh. Perfect. Go ahead and extend the right leg toward the ceiling, pull the toes back, still holding onto the back of the thigh. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, curl your chin in towards your throat. Bring your forehead in the direction of the right knee. Feel the shoulders lift. Stay up for the inhale. And then exhale, release the shoulders and head back down to the floor. Yes, we're going to do that again. With your next exhale, curl the chin in toward the throat. Pick up the shoulders, bring the forehead toward the knee. Stay up for the inhalation. And then exhale, release the shoulders and head back down. And let's keep going. With your next exhale, chin to throat, forehead up toward the knee, shoulders lift. And then exhale, shoulders and head back down. Again, exhale, chin to throat, forehead up toward the knee, shoulders lift, stay up for the inhale. And exhale, shoulders and head back down. We're going to do 2 more rounds, staying down for the inhale. Exhale, curl on up. Stay up for the inhale. And exhale, curl on down. Stay down for the inhale. Last time. Exhale, go ahead and curl on up. And stay up. Keep breathing though. Feel the core engaged here. If you're shaking or trembling a little bit, that's okay. 3, 2, and 1. Carefully release the shoulders and head down. Then bend the right knee into your chest, and then release the leg to the floor. Now take a moment here and feel sensation. Of course, we're working the core a little bit here. You just notice what's happening in the back of the right leg, or the entire right leg in this case. Good, and then we're going to repeat that exercise on the left side. So go ahead and bring your left knee into your chest, holding behind the thigh. Good, and then extend the left leg toward the ceiling, pull the toes back. Yes, we're going to do this again. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, curl the chin in toward your throat, bring your forehead up toward the knee, shoulders lift, stay up for the inhale. Then exhale, release the shoulders and head back down. Stay down for the inhale. Exhale, curl up. Stay up for the inhale. And exhale, curl down. Stay down for the inhale. Exhale, curl up. Exhale, curl down. Exhale, curl up. And exhale, curl down. Let's do 2 more, all right? We're almost there. With your exhale, curl the chin in toward the throat, bring the forehead up toward the knee, shoulders lift. And exhale, release down. Last time, and yes, we're gonna hold it. So go ahead and curl on up with your exhale. And breathe as you stay up. Again, it's okay if you're trembling. It means we're growing stronger. 3, 2, and 1. Release the shoulders and head back down. Then bend the left knee into your chest. Then relax the left leg to the floor and feel again what's happening in your body. Good. All right, so moving along, I'd like you to bring your feet flat to the floor now. Heels stacking underneath your knees and about hip distance or width apart. Make sure there's nothing directly above your head on the ground. And start with your arms down by your sides. With your next inhale, please lift your arms toward the ceiling and then all the way overhead, knuckles on the floor above you. And then as you exhale, reach toward the ceiling again, and then release the hands down by your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up, and then over, and then exhale, reach up, and then back down. Again, the arms reach up and over. Then exhale, the arms reach toward the ceiling and back down. Let's move the arms again, but let's pick up the hips. So inhale, lift the hips toward the ceiling, reaching the pelvis up. Arms go all the way overhead, knuckles on the floor. And then exhale, release the arms and hips back down to the floor at the same time. Good, let's do that again. Inhale, lift the arms and hips up. And exhale, release the arms and hips down. Inhale, rolling up, bridge pose. And exhale, coming down, bridge pose. And we're gonna keep moving in and out for a little bit longer. And I'd like you to make sure you keep your feet flat on the floor, especially the inside arch of the feet. Nice stable stance. Lifting up, inhale. Lowering down, exhale. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. And then lift up into the pose this time. And stay. Keep breathing. Keep the hips lifting. Keep the arms on the ground above you. Keep the feet flat on the floor. Pelvis reaching toward the sky. Press up a little bit higher. Stay for 1 more breath. And then exhale, release the arms and hips back down to the floor. Good. Feeling sensation from that back bend. Good. A couple more exercises here on our back. So go ahead and extend the left leg back down to the floor and bring your right knee back into your chest. Good. Now keep the right knee drawn in and take the arms out to the side, making a T shape with your body. And if there's furniture or something in the way, you can also do cactus arms, just bending the elbows. Good. So right knee stays drawn in. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, take the right knee across the body toward the floor on your left side, twisting. Then inhale, unwind. And then exhale, twist. Try to keep your right shoulder on the ground. Inhale, unwind. And exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. And exhale, twist. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, unwind. Last one, exhale, twist. And then come back to center and release the right leg on down. Good. Doing the other side, bring your left knee into your chest. You can hug it in for a moment just to help that engagement. And then again, take the arms out to the sides, either straight out or cactus arms, and take a deep breath in. And then exhale, take the left leg or left knee across the body toward the floor on your right side. And then inhale, unwind. And then exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. Try to keep the left shoulder as grounded toward the floor as you can manage. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind. And twist. And back. Last one, twist. And then inhale, come back and relax the left leg down for a moment. Feel sensation. More happening in the core again and lower back. Good. And then bring both knees back into your chest. Draw the knees in. And then from here, bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly. Take the knees wide and hold on to the shins, the ankles, Or if you have really long arms, you might be able to hold on to the pinky edge of your feet. But the goal here, once you've made a connection, wherever you're making connection, sometimes we do this posture, we just draw the feet in toward the groin. I'm going to challenge you a little bit today. Instead of drawing the feet just straight in toward the body, take the feet up toward the ceiling first, okay? And then draw the feet down toward your chest or abdomen. It's a little bit different. The lower back pops up off the floor. That's okay. It's just stretching the hips in a different way here. And your hips might have a lot to say about this. It's okay. You can listen to it. Just stay in the pose and breathe. And if you feel like you need a bit more of a stretch here, and it's okay if you don't, you can think about curling your tailbone back down to the floor as you draw the feet in toward your chest. We're going to stay for just a few more breaths. The hips do not like to be rushed, so we take our time with these postures. One more breath. Good, and then go ahead and release the feet. Take the feet to the floor for a moment and just feel sensation as we release from that hip stretch. Good, all right. So from here, go ahead and roll to your right side, and let's come on up to hands and knees. Table pose, please. Take your time making that transition. And then go ahead and bring your hands under the shoulders, knees beneath the hips or slightly further back. Inhale, look forward with your heart. And then exhale, go all the way back to child's pose, seat to the heels, forehead toward the floor. Inhale back up to hands and knees. And this time, curl the toes under and lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog. Good. Now, we can walk the dog out here, press a heel to the floor and bend the opposite knee, just pedaling the feet. But as you do so, try to flatten your back. And that might mean the knees need to bend a bit more. You can also think about the hips lifting toward the ceiling behind you. And we're breathing. Staying for just a couple more breaths here. And then inhale, float back down onto hands and knees. And again, exhale, child's pose. Stay here for a couple of breaths. All right, inhale back up to hands and knees. Cool. So from here, please step your right foot between your hands, prepping for a lunge. Good, because we're going to do a lunge. So you're bending into the right knee here, and I'll have you interlace your fingers on top of the front thigh. Now, if it just makes you feel really unstable, like you're going to fall, you can just bring your fingertips back to the floor, or if you have yoga blocks at home, you could have yoga blocks underneath your hands. Good. Now, feeling the stretch as you just let the hips drop toward the floor. If the hands are on the thigh, roll the shoulders back, feel the chest open. Good. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and bring the hands back to the floor and sweep the right leg back, child's pose. And then we'll come up and do the other side. So hands and knees, step the left foot between the hands, help it through. And just let the hips sink down and forward. And then if you'd like to, you can move the hands, interlace them on top of the left thigh. And again, just let the hips just drop toward the floor. You feel a stretch in the front of the right thigh. You might feel something happening in the hip flexor of the left hip. And breathe. Again, we have to take our time with the hips. They don't like to be rushed. Good, all right. Go ahead and bring the hands down to the floor. Sweep the left leg back. Again, child's pose. And then inhale, come back up to hands and knees and step the right foot forward once again. Good. All right, feeling the hips drop forward. We're gonna come up and interlace the hands on the thigh if you can. And we're gonna come into a twist here. So your right thigh is forward. Your left hand, fingertips pointing to the right, is gonna just rest on top of the thigh. Your right hand is gonna come onto your right hip bone. You're gonna sit up tall, take a deep breath in, or lift up tall, I should say. And then exhale, roll the right shoulder back, pull on this right thigh with your left hand, just to add some leverage to roll the right shoulder back, maybe looking behind you. The navel pulls into the body, into the right, and breathe. Getting into this lower body tonight. Good. With your next inhale, carefully unwind. Bring your hands back to the floor and sweep the leg back. Let's come into downward facing dog this time so we can feel some extension in the spine as well as some adjustment in the hips and legs. Beautiful. When you're ready, go ahead and float back down onto hands and knees and step the left foot between the hands. Again, same prep, just sinking forward. Then interlace on top of the front thigh. And then prepping for our twist. So the right hand is on the left thigh, fingertips pointing to the left. The left hand comes onto the left hip bones. Go ahead and lift up tall. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, roll the left shoulder back. Look behind you, pulling on this left thigh with the right hand, giving you some leverage to twist a bit more. And breathe. Feeling the navel pull into the body and twist with you. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and unwind. Bring the hands to the floor. Sweep the leg back once again, downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, float gently down onto hands and knees. And then we'll do a chest press. Bend the elbows in toward the waist and bring the heart down to the floor. Release the hips back and have your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows bending. And for this one, it's locust pose. You want to make sure the elbows are squeezing into your sides. It's tempting to just have the elbows pointing outward. Draw them in like you're folding wings in toward yourself. Good. Now feel your pelvis ground into the earth. With your next inhale, lift your head, chest, and your legs off the floor. Again, elbows stay bent. And then exhale, slowly lower down. And again, inhale, lift back up. Locust pose, head, chest, and legs. And then exhale, float down. Again, inhale, locust pose. Really recruiting the lower back muscles to pull up the body. Inner thighs are lifting. Exhale, float down. Keep going. Inhale, lift. and lower, and lift, and lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, and lower down. Take an adjusting breath. And then from here, curl the toes under, and you're going to walk your feet towards your body a little bit more, or bring the knees forward, I should say, so the hips kind of pop up into the air. And then push the floor forward to push up to hands and knees, and then lift the hips into the air, downward facing dog. Staying here for a couple of breaths. And then from downward facing dog, go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold. Now in this posture, you can allow your knees to be slightly bent. Relax your shoulders, your head, your neck, your arms, just allowing the upper body to drape down over the thighs. Just surrendering that upper body to gravity. Good, all right. With your next inhale, press your palms into your shins. Lift your chest up about halfway, so parallel to the floor, looking down at the ground. Then exhale, fold back down again. Let's do that again. Inhale, palms to shins, halfway up. And then exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Extending your spine forward. Exhale, folding down. Good. This time, sweep the arms out to the side with a strong back. Lift yourself all the way up to standing or reaching up. And then bring your palms to your heart. Good. Feeling sensation here. Noticing what's going on in the body as we come up to standing. We've done a lot for the legs already, the lower back, a little bit of twisting. And we're going to continue because there's still time. So we're going to play around with chair pose. Now, there's a couple of ways to do chair pose. Most of the time, I instruct chair pose with the feet and knees apart. You can also practice this pose with the feet and knees together. And so the difference is feet and knees apart, you sink into the pose, the feet and knees stay apart. If you have the feet and knees together, you sink into the pose, the feet and knees stay together. What you don't want to do is have the feet apart, come into the pose, and buckle the knees. That's really unstable for pretty much everything from the waist down. So pick one, and you can change which one you're doing if you need to, but just don't blend them together. They don't like being in the same exercise. Okay, so you can give it a try and change if you need to. So when you're ready, bring your feet into position to practice chair, again, either apart or together, and then lift your arms up and relax your shoulders down. Good. Now you could also do cactus arms here if extending the arms feels a bit too much. And then take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, keep the chest lifting. Good. And then inhale, straighten the legs. And then again, exhale, bend the knees, sink down into the pose. Then inhale, straighten back up. Again, exhale, sink in and lift. Again, sink in and lift and down and up. A couple more times. We're almost there. Sink in and up. And then sink into the pose, and we're going to hold it. Some of you knew that was coming. So let's just stay with it, okay? Bending the knees, hips are sinking. Try to keep the chest or heart lifting. Again, if it feels easier or more accessible, I should say, to have cactus arms, do that. But if you have the ability in your shoulders, keep the arms straight up. 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs and release the arms. Feel sensation. Good job. All right, so building some energy here. We're going to move into another exercise that's going to use our entire mat. So we're going to come into what's called Warrior Two stance. And so if you start at the top of your mat and step your left foot way back, it's a nice wide stance here at the feet. The back foot is flat on the floor and the left toes are pointing out to the left directly. Now the back arch is in line with the right heel. It's almost like a straight line back into the center of the left foot. Good. Now bring your hands onto your hips. Feel the heart lift. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale, bend your right knee toward your center toe. Good. Then come back up. Then exhale again, bend the right knee, sink on down. Inhale, lift back up. Let's just keep going, bending the right knee, coming back up. Realizing on camera, my leg just kind of disappears into the bookshelf. I promise my right leg is still there. I'm sinking down in and lifting up and sinking. And we're gonna do a couple more. That's something I have to get used to since I started doing online classes. It's like sometimes my clothing clashes with the background. But I have all these yoga clothes. I just have to wear them sometimes. Good. When we hold the pose, so go ahead and sink on in. Again, the knee guiding toward the middle toe, and just take it as far as you can go. Be brave about it. And we're breathing. It's okay if that right leg is shaking a little bit. It's okay, it can shake. Good. Then inhale, straighten that leg. Good. Now, before we do the other side, we are going to do another exercise with this stance. So we'll do this exercise and then we'll switch and do everything on the other side, I promise. We will balance it out. So go ahead and extend your arms out parallel to your legs. Now, the front knee, it's tempting to lock the knee back, but I want it to be just slightly bent. I know you can't see it because of the shelf, but like my knee is a little bit bent right now. Now, take a deep breath in. With your exhale, reach your right arm as far forward as you can, as if you're trying to grab somebody's hand in front of you. And then inhale, come back up. And then exhale, reach forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, reach forward, feeling that stretch on the inner thigh. Inhale, back up. And then exhale, reach forward. And up. Good. This time reach as far forward as you can with that right hand. Then place the right hand down onto the right shin. Now your left arm is going to drop down toward the floor, then reach forward, and then backstroke the left arm up into the air, maybe even looking up at the hand, coming into triangle pose. Now it's tempting once we get into this pose to collapse into the right arm. Try to lift the body up a little bit. Another way to think about it is your connection of the right hand to the leg, make it a light connection. This engages the core, not just on the left side, but on the right side as well. And we're rolling the left shoulder back. And we're breathing. Now for the last few breaths in this pose, I'm gonna have you take your left hand, the one in the air, and extend it overhead, palm pointing toward the floor, okay? And it's just giving you a bit more extension on that left side. Again, don't put all the weight into the right hand. Have the core engaged a bit here. And I challenge you just a hair more. Extend your right arm straight forward, as if you're holding a beach ball between your hands. It's getting interesting now. And then keep holding onto that beach ball. Stand up and throw the beach ball. Good job. Nice, great activation and strengthening of the leg and the sides of the body. And we get to feel what that feels like on the other side. So either step your left foot forward and right foot back, or you can just change the directions of your feet to point the other way. I'm not sure how that works in your room. You can figure it out. But your left foot will be forward, your right foot behind you, foot flat on the floor, the toes pointing out to the right. Good. Again, a nice wide stance here, warrior two stance, and the hands on your hips. Good. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, bend the left knee toward its middle toe, sinking down. Then inhale, come back up. Exhale, sink back in. Inhale, come back up. Keep going. As we talked about earlier, there are asymmetries in the body. Sometimes one side's tighter, one side's more open. As you do the second side, just notice if there is a difference in accessibility or soreness or tension or tightness. Doesn't mean that one hip's bad and one is good. It's just we hold tension in the body in different ways, usually in how we use the body, just like how we're right-handed and left-handed. So whatever dominant hand you have, that arm is more developed. We actually have the same thing with our legs. We tend to prefer one leg over the other. Let's hold it this time, okay? Go ahead and sink into that left knee. Take it deep. Good. And breathe. And breathe. One more breath. Again, it's okay if that leg is shaking. And then inhale. Go ahead and straighten the leg back up. Great, great. All right, doing the second exercise here. Go ahead and take your arms out to the sides, straight out over the legs. And again, this left knee, it's straight, but it's not locked back. We want there to just be like a little bit of a give to it, all right? Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach your left arm forward. Again, like you're trying to grab somebody's hand in front of you. And then inhale, stand back up. Exhale, reach forward, feeling that stretch on the inner leg. And come back up. Exhale, stretch, reaching forward. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. And up. This time we'll make our transition into triangle pose. So reaching as far forward as you can, then place the left hand down onto the shin. The right arm drops down first. Then reach it forward, and then backstroke the right arm into the air, maybe even looking up. Good. And so again, we don't want to collapse onto the bottom arm here. So that connection that your left hand makes with your left leg, keep that a light connection. That engages the back and the core a lot more here. And think about rolling the right shoulder back. And if it's too much to look up at the hand, you can look just straight forward or even down. Just try to keep the head in line with the spine. Don't drop the head down. Keep it lifted. Good. Breathing here. Then for our last few breaths, go ahead and extend your right arm forward, palm pointing toward the ground. Feeling that length on the right side here. Good. Now for this last little bit, go ahead and lift the left arm if you can, holding that invisible beach ball. We're shaking. Good, then stand up and throw the beach ball. Good job. Feeling sensation for a moment. The activation on the right side, the stretch in the left leg. And after doing all of that asymmetrical work, I want us to come into something symmetrical. So you can keep your right foot where it's at and just turn your left foot to point directly forward as well. So the feet are nice and wide apart. Toes are pointing directly forward. If they're anything, they're pigeon toeing. You don't want them splaying out to the side for this one. Good. And then sweep the arms out to the sides, reach up, inhale. And then exhale, fold at your hips. Come all the way down. Nice wide-legged forward fold. Staying here for a moment. And again, even though the legs are straight, the knees are not locked. There's just a little bit of give to them. Staying for just a few more breaths. And then sweep the arms out to the sides with a strong back lift all the way up. And release the arms on down. Good. So we're almost to the point where we're going to start bringing our energy back toward the floor. But before we do, let's do another squat type exercise. So go ahead and cut your heels in. So the toes are pointing out to the sides now. We're going to do something different with the legs. So yeah, about 45 degrees out to the sides. Once we come into it, if you feel like you need to narrow or widen your stance, go ahead and come back up and make that adjustment, okay? Starting with your hands, we'll take them actually either up, straight up, or again, you could do cactus arms here, all right? Whichever one works for you. So bringing your arms into position, take a deep breath in, feel length in your spine. Then exhale, bend your knees toward their toes. Sink down, nice and deep. Good, inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, slowly, elevator goes down. And up. And try to keep the chest lifting here. Just a few more reps. Good. Now, as you sink into the pose, and yes, you knew this was coming, we're going to hold it, okay? Again, the hands or arms can come into cactus if you need to, or straight up, but allow the hips to sink. Knees guiding out toward their toes. Heart is lifting. Relax your jaw. No clenching of the teeth. Surprisingly, clenching your teeth does not help to strengthen and stretch your hips. I've tried many, many times. Does not work. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs and release the arms. Just take a moment. Feeling sensation in the body, your breath, your energy, your mind. Good. And then whichever direction is the top of your mat, go ahead and turn your feet to point that way and step forward. And then just drape down over the legs, standing forward fold. And notice how this might now feel just a little bit different than it did even about a half an hour ago. Now, again, we're not locking the knees. There can be a bend to them, and drape the upper body down over the thighs. Good. Now from this forward fold, carefully step back into downward facing dog again. And then float gently down onto hands and knees. Release the feet. Exhale, child's pose. Seat to the heels, forehead toward the floor. Inhale, come on up, hands and knees. Let's do a chest press again. Bring the heart down to the floor. Release the hips back. Hands under the shoulders, elbows bending. Just to help counterpose some of that work that we've done today. Go ahead and ground your hips to the ground and lift the head, chest, and legs, locust pose, and stay this time for about 5 breaths. Chest is lifting, inner heart or inner thighs lift. Elbows stay bent, squeezing in toward your sides. Two more breaths. Stay lifted. Inhale to your highest point, and exhale, release down. Good, all right. Take your time, but when you're ready, go ahead and press up to hands and knees. And one more time, downward facing dog. Just feeling some length in the spine. So flatten out your back, lift your hips toward the ceiling behind you, and take a few breaths. When you're ready, float down onto hands and knees, and then come to a seat. And once you come to a seat, go ahead and bring your legs out in front of you. Just a couple more postures. So we're gonna come into a twist next. So with your left leg extending forward, go ahead and bend your right knee in toward your chest. And if it's the right knee that's bending, it's the right hand that comes directly behind your spine. So not back here, not over here, not over here, but behind your spine. So when you press the palm into the floor, you have to sit up tall. That's how that works. And then go ahead and inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, take the arm across the body, hook the knee and twist, taking the right shoulder back and looking behind you. And we'll stay on the twist for a few breaths. Continuing to guide the right shoulder back. Good. With your next inhale, carefully unwind and extend the right leg down. All right, side number 2. Go ahead and bend your left knee. Bring it in toward the chest. And if it's the left knee that's bent, it's your left hand that goes directly behind your spine. With your inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, take that arm across, hook the knee, and twist, guiding your left shoulder back and looking behind you. And breathe. Staying for another breath or two. Keep twisting. And then inhale, carefully unwind and extend the leg forward. So our last posture before we come to lay down is going to be a forward fold over the legs. Now, if you want to, and you have a prop nearby, like a blanket, like a folded blanket, you could sit up on that. And that just might give you a little bit more access to this pose, okay? Now, the next caveat is the more flexibility you have in your lower back and in your legs, the closer your feet can be together. The less so, and that's okay if that's true, you can take the heels a little bit wider apart, but no wider than your yoga mat because that's a different pose. All right, so bring the feet into position. Again, sitting on a blanket if you need to. Go ahead and lift the arms straight up. Inhale, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, fold at the hips and bring your hands down onto your legs. Do not worry about the feet. Even if you can reach them, it's not the point here. And then just stay in the forward fold. Let the chin drop in toward your throat so the back of the neck is lengthening. And our goal here, why we're not really reaching for the feet, is we're not trying to stretch the shoulders. We've done that a little bit already. We're trying to stretch your lower back. All right, when you're ready, carefully roll yourself up to a seat. Feel sensation for a moment before you shift. That forward fold can sometimes have a really grounding or calming quality to it. And we're going to follow that sensation as we come to lay down on our backs for a few minutes. So take your time with that, but do come to relax on your back. And as you do so, let your body uncross. The heels are about mat width apart, the toes falling out to the sides, the hips can open. Your arms resting by your sides, palms face up so your shoulders can open. Some gentle space between the rows of teeth, making sure you're not clenching. Let the eyes close. And even with the eyes closed, let your eyes go out of focus, meaning they're relaxing. They're not trying to dart around and zero in on anything. Soften your forehead. And just let yourself be. There's nothing you need to do here. Just relax. peace, peace, peace. So please go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Make some gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. Gently, slowly, carefully bringing your body and awareness back to the space around you. And when you're ready, rolling to your right side. And then coming on up to a seat. So once you've made it to a seat, go ahead and bring your palms to your heart and lower the chin. And to honor yourself for the work you've done here tonight, feeling gratitude for all of the effort that you put forth. And may all of that effort and this practice continue to serve you. So until we meet again, namaste.